We got the Subaru WRX, about to do the install for the iDoing. Now this is the latest model. It says it's compatible with the Harman Kardon edition. This one is an HK, but man, this thing is low. That front kit is nice. But yeah, so this is a 2017 model. This is a base model, premium. So we got the premium model here, and we'll see how it goes. You got the bridge seats and stuff, nice. So this is the 2017 premium model. We have the OEM unit. It's pretty simple to disassemble. There's two 10mm bolts, so you do have to remove the glove box, and then you kind of have to remove these things on the side. Then the whole thing just pops out from there. Then there's also two 10s on the top. So we'll get to that and move further from there. We also got that nice McChicken right there. It's making me a little hungry, but yeah, let's go check out. Let's go start the install. Hey guys, so you want to remove everything you have in this glove box because we gotta get rid of that 10mm. You also have to pop out this little clip right here on the side. It's a little damper.
Hey John, do you mind if I?
Yeah. Go for it. So after you remove the little damper right here, which is this bad boy right here, you're gonna see a 10mm that's kind of holding it in. So we gotta get
the truck, but when I put my back seats down, that's when you actually see the speakers itself.
All right, so we gotta remove this, and you can I just use my hands, but you get in between the cracks, and then you just slowly pull out the clips. There's no bolts, but be careful because there are wires right here. So you wanna make sure this bad boy is removed. And again, those are harnesses. What I do to remove these harnesses, I flip it over, and I get this one's usually kind of hard because there's not a lot of clearance. I usually just push the whole thing out. Oops, I don't know if you guys can even see the. Yeah, so pop the harness out. I pop the top part out and just get access to that clip, like right here. There you go. So you can pop it back in, but we're gonna be transferring this stuff over to the new head unit shell. So you can pop it in because it's not too much work to keep everything in one piece. So we removed the trim piece right here. Of course, you see the 10s. So remove the 10s. We still need to do one more 10 on the side, but you know, we're just wrapping things up, man. Doing this stuff, it just reminds me of the good old days with my WRX. The process is a little bit more involving. So if you look down here, there's gonna be a little Phillips drive. We have to remove this and then pop this airbag trim with this trim to get access to the 10mm. So we're just gonna remove this puppy right here. So I just popped the trim off. I actually used this point right here to use the anchor. Again, I just used my hand. That gives us some access for that little hole right there. And you'll see a 10, crack the nut a little loose, the bolt pretty loose right there. Let me see if I can get it so it's actually, you can kind of see it. It's that bolt right there I'm pointing to. It's actually really hard to collect it. So I like to use this magnet tool. And then after it's loose, try to pull it out with the magnet tool. Just so, you know, it doesn't fall down into the abyss. If done correctly, you're able to remove this bad boy out. Correctly, right? The whole thing should just pull out from here. We'll see how that goes. It's held by clips. Can I use this microfiber towel right here?
Yeah.
Just so you, because it is heavy, and there's like metal, like. Metal clips. And then you just gotta unplug it from the back. You remove all the plugs in the back. They're pretty simple. Most of them have just this push style. This one was reverse mounted, so you gotta push from the bottom, but just look for those tabs and they pull out pretty easily. But you have to push on the actual release tabs. After that, I mean, the whole unit comes out. Be careful. Super careful. Oh, then we have the AC unit in the back, on the bottom. Make sure you get that climate control off. HVAC system. The head unit is off. It's a chunker. It's a chunker. So I'll put this on the bottom. So we have that. Some of the stuff we have to transfer over, like the AC, climate control buttons for the vents, and so forth. So let's get to that. Before we install everything, we want to make sure the head unit works. So we're just gonna unwrap this bad boy right here. This car does this car has no Starlink, right? What? No Starlink? Yeah. Cool. So got the head unit right there. All right, cool. You got the harness, and this one comes with the CAN bus. Don't know what exactly this is gonna do, but it says for Subaru WRX. This is supposed to work with the Harman Kardon package. That's what they say. Unfortunately, this is not a Harman Kardon one, so I can't test that theory. But just know that there is a CAN bus decoder, so that it should work. But moving forward, main power source is the 10 pin. So we're gonna make sure the 10 pin's in there. Very good. We have the steering wheel controls for WRX. Very nice. 6-pin connector. This is for the rear speakers, so you definitely want those rear speakers. Remember, this one's for the AC, which is going to be separate. We're not going to deal with that. And then there's also the antenna for the FM radio. Plug that bad boy in. We should be set. There's also the reverse camera wire right here. We have to double check that, make sure everything's good with that, because reverse camera's a little bit tricky, but there is a camera in. That's not the main focus right now. We just want to make sure the head unit actually turns on. Plug it in back to the back of this main power right here. Boom. Just kind of get it settled in place. Spotify or Pandora, you can load it up. I actually like this more than my Tesla. So I don't know if you guys saw the first startup, but we do have it running, and yeah, it's good. All right, so we have the vents right here, and we're just gonna have to pop it out.
And you ship it to New York, and I only paid $250.
So we just pop these clips. There's 4 clips in total. Can I just wiggle it out?
Like I said, they can have the same edge housing, or the edge lens, but they're not gonna have.
Then you have these ones.
I'm still gonna have my beams, but I'm having a dual Visine on. I'm having like a bi projector, so I can still switch from high and low.
And voila, it comes out. First vent's out. Same thing. All right, so we're gonna add these vents onto the new head unit. So it's really cool that there's a shell for this. Again, if you had an aftermarket head unit, you're not gonna have this nice custom shell, which is, it's just super beautiful. So the way I usually do these ones is I go from the top because there's more flex. That way you can put it on here, and then you can clip it on the bottom. Now make sure it flows in correctly. Flipped in, and bam! Look at that. That looks great fitment. Great fitment. Same with this bad boy right here. Bam! Now we gotta transfer over these buttons. Uno. There's little clips right here. Just press on these. Usually squeeze out. Usually you can just press on them and then they squeeze out too. Now this is starting to look like a full head unit, but you gotta get that climate control. So we're gonna get that. The original head unit right here. Oh, this is heavy. Get that good weight reduction. Okay, so we just gotta remove it. Damn, this screws are in the way. So these brackets are in the way, so we're gonna have to remove these brackets too. Be careful, these strip really easily. Alright, I had to use a power tool because it's these bolts or these little like screws are really soft, so you gotta be careful.
I need to buy parts while I was there. I was like, nah, I can't do it. I was checking my funds. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of broke right now.
The 85 was my favorite mod for the car.
Oh, you sold all your stuff too, huh?
Yeah. My least favorite mod was the Brembo brakes. Not too sure about that, but for my car, I remember reading up that the plus 27s, because they poke out so much.
Oh, okay.
The Brembo, they had plenty of room. Just to look cool, and it looked great, but you know.
Yeah, I might just paint my calipers and just call it a day, because I'm not gonna do no big brakes. It's not like I'm gonna be tracking this thing, so
yeah.
It may look.
Just reinstalling the bolts onto the new head unit. You can use a tool. It's looking good. So we just have to connect all the other wires and we'll be pretty much set. All right, so let's first install something simple. This is the GPS antenna. Woo. It's like a really annoying fly in there. So we're gonna install the GPS, and it's gonna be, it's labeled, so. It's in there good, and then honestly, we have CarPlay on this unit, so we don't have to install. I get good signal just by mounting it right on the top, so that's what I'm gonna do. And then we have the Wi-Fi antenna. Let's screw this bad boy in too. And this usually I usually put this on top of the vents. Still hidden, but on top of the vents. Screw in that for now. And then there's a bunch of another like 4G. Let's screw that in right there. It's crazy how much ports they have back there. There's one for TV too. It's not labeled, so I don't know what that one's for. So I'm just unplugging everything for the owner, just in case he decides to use this in the future. So these are for RCA jacks for, you know, if you want to run RCA speakers. You have your microphone. So install the microphone. 6-pin. We have, this one has subwoofer, audio video out, CCDV ins. Also gonna just install that so he can have that accessible to him. Extra USB. So we have that right here. And then we have the main one, which is the 4G LTE with SIM card.
You need another defective tablet.
And that's gonna go right here.
People wanted to, but he was too expensive, honestly. But Tua going to fucking.
And yeah, so all the wires right there are plugged in. And don't forget the microphone. So we're gonna install the microphone.
That's gonna be crazy, bro. I knew Tua's gonna get picked up.
But we'll see it where the owner wants the microphone.
But the Redskins are looking scary this year.
And then we have another antenna, so let's install that. There are so many antennas. So this is a 4G one.
He's not gonna sit on the bench.
So these are both 4G, so I guess it requires 2 antennas.
He's hella bigger than the other 2.
Beast looking. Now we just have to plug it on this end. It should be set, but we need to get that reverse camera. Unfortunately, there's no good label, so we're just gonna have to play with it. I'm guessing it's CCD AVIN, and you want to hook it up onto this other end right here that says camera. So we're gonna marry those two together, hook it up together, see what happens. But each head unit always has a little bit different each time. Alright, so we have the reverse camera. Now for the 17WRX, you want to get there's a pin coming out of this 28 pin. I know it's pretty bright, but there's a 28 pin, and you want to hook it up to it's gonna say camera on this bad boy right here. I know it's hard to see, but it says camera, and on the back of this head unit it says CCD AVIN. That's the one you want to hook it up to. Now certain models, like the more premium limited ones, they have a different harness, but iDoing does have its own stuff for that. So they have the reverse wire signal right there, and there's a harness for that too. So if you do have the more difficult one, they have you accommodated for that too as well. So they have the other, I know it's very bright, but they have the other harness right there too for you. So let me just show you guys how it looks like. Right, with it kind of mock fitted right here. I have it in, put the car in reverse, and then you can kind of see right there, the car automatically goes in reverse. It's actually a mechanical thing, so like, great. There's a wire that tells you that it's on there, and be good. So the head unit's looking really good, and I'm just gonna route some of these wires over here, and so forth. No, it looks crazy right now, but it's something that I have all the accessories that he's not using right now, but when the owner comes to use it, he can use it right there. But let's go over the wiring one last time. So there's the microphone hookup right here. It's going out of this harness, and I have it routed behind this trim piece, and just have it sticking right there. There is a built-in mic on the head unit, but we're just gonna have 2 mics, so it has better audio for the speaker and stuff like that, for Siri and stuff like that. We have the rear speaker harness, the radio harness, the 28 pin right here, which is the steering wheel controls, reverse signal and stuff like that. Then we have the main power. Other than that, we have all the GPS wiring right here, and we're done. Don't forget to plug in the AC harness right here. AC harness, and then we have the 2 for the midfield display and the hazard button right here. Got one last thing, I have 3 USBs going. The owner says route those wires right here and have it in the glove box, so he can charge his yeah, I see he has a dash cam, so if he has a dash cam or stuff like that, he can have access to all that. All right, so just tuck all these wires back. I'm gonna record this spot to put the fitment. I know a lot of users have issues fitting this head unit in sometimes. It is tight squeeze. That's why I'm gonna demonstrate this. You wanna like fish all the wires in the back, make sure there's no wires dangling. And don't forget that AC, so we're gonna This one luckily is a single DIN, like in the rear, or like the smaller style, which is good because there's a lot of cables back there, and if, it just helps with the cable management. Now after I have it in this position right here, I like to have it kind of anchored on the bottom to get these two, to get the hazards up.
But that's because that's also against like power cord.
So everything's hooked up. You know, double check, make sure everything looks right. And then we're gonna squeeze it. So I like to hook it up from the bottom first. See, so now it's anchored towards the bottom. And now you want to kind of flex it like this. Flex it. Then you want to push. There's these two clips right here each side. Try to get in there and try to do it on both sides. Okay, so look at the fitment now. You can see right here, there's not even a fingernail gap right here, which is perfect. Check your gaps right here, which is perfect. So everything is in and it's nice. This button, there you go. So now the button's fitting, looking good. Check all this stuff is working. Then of course, you wanna make sure the car actually fires the head unit up. All right, so the car is on. So it's charging up the battery a little bit. The head unit is working. I'm gonna test a few things. Main things again were the reverse camera. So throw this car in reverse. Camera shows up, beautiful, beautiful stuff right there. Then let's see what else. Let's check out radio. So radio's working. Great. Bluetooth, we'll check that with the owner, then Z-Link and stuff like that. Yes, so that's really good. Woo! WRX install done. Woo.